Hello and welcome to Debra Cowal Yoga. Today we're going to be working on a class for creating openings in the body. And this class will be geared for the mature adult. Oftentimes as we get older we discover that we have blockages in our body that stops the energy from flowing throughout the body, and this could be caused from repetitive work or just maybe habits that we've got into. And there's no reason as we age that we cannot keep mobile and active. So we're going to just start this very gentle practice and in a sitting position. So you can sit like I am sitting on the floor, or if you choose, you can sit on a chair. So we're going to just start by becoming very centered. So take your hands where they're comfortable. They can be resting perhaps on your knees with the hands down, or you can have the hands open on your knees. So place them whatever way is comfortable for you. You may want to cup your hands in your lap. That's fine too. So we're going to just begin by finding some length in the spine. So just by sitting, if you're sitting in a chair, just sit away from the back of the chair so that you can feel your breath moving. So just gently close your eyes or take your gaze down to the floor. Lengthen through the crown of the head. So find that space in your spine, sitting very tall, shoulders down the back. And just coming to your breath. Just noticing how you're feeling right now. So you don't need to change your breath in any way. Just observe your breath, and maybe just observe any feelings that you may have. They may be something that you're dealing with physically, maybe a twinge somewhere, or just maybe your mental state. Maybe you're feeling a lot of fatigue, or it could be just stress. Whatever it is, just become aware of that and just come back to the breath. And notice how you're breathing. Notice the quality of your breath, whether your breath is smooth, and just allow your mind to become very still, very quiet. So this class is going to be about creating openness. So openness can be in your body, your spine, your hips, creating space, but it can also be about just being more open, more aware of possibilities, opportunities, whatever that may be. And then place your hands back at your heart center. Take an inhalation. And exhale, just drop your chin towards your chest. And then just slowly start to open your eyes. And we're going to begin by just rolling down onto the mat, onto our back. So come down very gently, very slowly, and just release the spine down. Release the spine onto the floor and just take your feet out about hip distance or wider. Have your feet on the outside edge of the mat and just let your knees touch here for a moment. And just feel your back touching the floor. Come back to the breath. And then we're going to bend our knees and just draw our knees towards our chest. So take your hands on top of your knees, draw it towards you. And then inhale, just open the knees away from the chest. And exhale, draw them back in again. Inhale and open. And exhale, draw them back in. So inhale, open. And exhale, draw them in. Inhale and open. And this time, as you exhale, just bring your shoulders off the floor and bring your nose up as close to your knees as you can get. And inhale and open. And exhale, nose to knees. And exhale, release back down. Bring your toes together. And we're just going to start to open the knees on an inhale. And as you exhale, close the knees and draw your knees back to your chest. So open the knees, draw them away from you as you inhale, and exhale, draw them back in. So almost like a rowing motion. Inhale, open, and then exhale, close and draw the knees in. Open up as you inhale. And exhale, draw the knees back in. One more time. Inhale, open the knees. And exhale, draw them back in. Now we're going to do that on the opposite. So we're going to keep the knees together and then open as you inhale. And then exhale, draw the knees back in and away from the body. Inhale as you open. And exhale as you draw them in and away. So with that rowing motion, stay with the breath. Just opening up the hips a little bit here. Getting the synovial fluid moving through your knees and your hips. Staying with the breath. And then bring the feet back down to the floor. Take your arms out wide. And then just take your feet to the outside edges of your mat. And on an exhalation, we're going to just drop the knees down to the right side of the mat. And it doesn't matter how far your knees come down to the mat. So wherever you are is perfectly fine. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, just drop the knees back down. Inhale, up. And if you wish, you can take your gaze out to the opposite arm as your knees fall down to the earth. Inhale, up. And exhale, drop it down. Inhale, up. And exhale. Come on back down. So just continue with your breath. One more time. So just finishing on the opposite side that you started on. And then coming back. And we're just going to start to come up onto our arms here. And then bring the palms down onto the floor with the fingers pointing to the front of the mat. So already you're starting to feel your heart lift a little bit here. And then we're just going to again start to windshield wiper the legs back and forth, exhaling as you come down. So just opening up the back a little bit further up, so in the mid part of the back. Inhaling up and exhaling down. So more in the thoracic area of the back. And opening. At the same time lifting the heart, feeling the heart open. So you can work as fast as you want or as slow as you want. And then come back. And from here, we're going to start by opening up some energy from our feet all the way up. So again, you could sit on a chair perhaps to do this. It's entirely up to you. So if you're sitting on the floor, try to sit with a nice tall spine. So bringing your hands down beside your hips, you can lengthen out through the spine. And if this is totally not going to happen for you today, if you find it hard to sit up, you can roll up a blanket, or you can sit on the edge of a block just to elevate the spine a little bit so that you find that length again. Just taking some time to feel the sit bones connecting with the earth. And we're going to you can keep your hands down on the floor for support here. And we're going to just work on opening up the toes. So just spreading the toes as far as you can out, bringing them towards the body. And then we're just going to start to open and close the toes. Just starting to invigorate those openings, starting with the toes and working all the way up the body. So just opening and closing. Sometimes we forget about how important our feet are and how we connect to the earth through our feet. And it's what supports us. And then pointing the toes and then bending them back. So just pointing the toes and bringing them back. So if your feet are not open and the energy is blocked there, it's going to affect the way you walk, the way your spine is aligned. It's even going to affect the way you feel mentally. And then bring your feet back up, and we're just going to start to make some circles with our feet. So just rotating the ankles around, starting to get that energy moving. First one way and then the other way. And then stopping. So I'm just going to sit cross-legged here, but if you wish, you could sit on your chair. And we're going to continue. Again, you can elevate your spine by just sitting on a blanket if you're sitting on the floor. And if you're sitting cross-legged, you can just bring the shins together and just have your feet in line with your hips. And then sit nice and tall, and we're just going to start by opening up our hands a little bit. So take your hands out and just bring the shoulders back so that you're engaging the fronts of your arms. And we're just going to begin by opening and closing the fingers. So getting that energy moving through the fingers. And then just shaking the hands. And taking the hands back out again, and we're going to take the back of your hand and just push it down. And then open it up. Push it down towards you. And open it up. So these are all things that you could use throughout your day, especially if you're sitting at a computer all day. These are good things to do to open up your body. And again, on the other side. And then we're going to make some fists with our hands and just start to rotate the wrists. Just the wrists. And then the other way. And then release and just shake it out, shake it out. So we're going to begin to open up our shoulders now and our elbows. So just take your arms out and just bring them onto your fingertips onto your shoulders. And we're going to begin by just making some circles by bringing the elbows in, inhaling and opening, and exhaling and closing. So just, again, stay with the breath, opening, and then the other way. So bringing the elbows in and then inhaling and opening. Exhaling, bringing the elbows in and opening. And then bring your hands back down. And we're going to take our arms straight out, and we're going to take our left hand over our right arm and then bring the hands together. And if your hands don't reach at the front, then just bring the backs of the hands together. That's perfectly fine. So wherever you are, that's fine. And then we're going to inhale and just lift up with the elbows. So lifting up and breathing. And then release. And we'll do that on the other side. Bringing the palms together or the back of the hands in, and inhaling, just lifting up with the elbows and breathing. So getting a nice stretch along the trapezius at the back, opening up and breathe. And then releasing. We're just going to open up our neck a little bit. Oftentimes we hold a lot of stress and tension in our necks. So just place your hands comfortably. Take an inhale, lengthen again through the spine. And then exhale, just drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. So just relax your shoulders, don't draw them up in any way. And then inhale, come back up. Inhale and exhale, drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, come back up. We'll do that one more time. And exhale. Inhale, come back up. And exhale. Inhale to center. Take a breath and then exhale. Just drop your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, come back up. Now we're going to make some simple rotations with our head. So just the head itself, not the neck. And these rotations can be very small. They don't have to be very large. So just starting to very gently move the head. So just the head. And then we'll do that in the opposite direction. And then come back to center. Now we're going to move on to our hands and knees. And if this is not comfortable for your knees, then use a blanket to place under your knees so that you can find that comfort for you. And we're going to come into a flat back. So spread your hands wide on the mat and take your arms directly under your shoulders and have your knees directly under your hips. And flatten your feet on the mat. So for some people, that's just not doable with their feet. Their feet are very rigid. So what you could do, because you really want to work on that flexibility of the feet, is to take some rolled up towels or a blanket and just place them underneath the ankles. And that way you can let the tops of the feet rest on the towel. So you're still opening up, but giving you some comfort as well. So take your hands wide on the mat and we're going to just begin just by lengthening the spine. So think of drawing the crown of the head again long. So from the crown of the head right down to the base of your spine. Find that length. Take the shoulders back. Take a breath. And then on an inhalation we're going to lift up the chin and the tail. And then exhale as you round the spine. Inhale, come forward. And exhale as you round the spine again. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, rounding the spine. Just moving back and forth with the rhythm of your breath. Just releasing all the tension in your spine. And then we're going to just make a nice C shape with our spine. So take an inhalation and then just look out over your shoulder at your hip. And then inhale, come back. And exhale as you come back this way. So just keep moving back and forth. And then we're going to just come back, sit back on our feet. So if you can tuck your toes and just sit on your heels, and that may be difficult for some people. Again, that could be difficult, but you should try and work on that flexibility in the feet. So even if you can just do it for a very short time, it's very beneficial, and keep working on the feet. And then we're going to come onto our fingertips and just sit back and then start to roll up. So bend your knees and just let your head hang here for a moment. Engage your feet. Take the weight down into the feet and start to just roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up and releasing. So standing nice and tall, spread your feet wide on the mat, engage your legs, and again find that length, find that all that space that you've created right here. And we're just going to bring our hands down and inhale them and reach up. Look up at your hands. Find that length in the spine, and then exhale, just bring the hands back down. One more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, just float the hands back down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. And this time you can engage your legs, find the floor with your feet and just open up. So maybe a little bit of a back bend here. And then just bring your hands back down to your heart center. Take a breath. And again, just notice how you're feeling right now. Just take a moment to observe. Coming back to stillness. And take an inhalation. And exhale, just drop your chin towards your chest. And then lift your head up and just open your eyes. Namaste. I hope that you found this beneficial and that you feel a little bit more open and you can enjoy the rest of your day.